Hello, it's Kesha, and I'm back with another video. If you remember a few videos back, I talked to you about there were several books found in my collection that I have multiple copies of. I was thinking, what do I want to read next? And decided that I would reread the Aquarian Gospel. And when I was looking for my copy, turns out I have more than one. I have at least three. I thought there was a fourth one, but I couldn't find it for this. But so I have three. I have this version here. It has many different fronts if you run across it, which I picked up at a used bookstore, and it has very light highlighting in the first couple of chapters, but then it's blank throughout. I think I was going to use it for a dedicated purpose, but I don't remember what that was. And then I have it in hardback because, I must have run across it and thought, oh yeah, I want that in hardback. And then I have it in the copy that I used during seminary with this particular front, which is a mosaic that is in the Hagia Sophia in Turkey. And so, is it the Hagia Sophia? Yeah, the Hagia Sophia. So I thought I would not just read the Aquarian, but we'd read it together. And so we'll take a chapter or two as makes sense and go through it. This book is really interesting. It was channeled by Levi, and the introduction to it is probably a good 20 pages of really interesting exposition, not necessarily about, well, everything that is a prelude to the story. If you're particularly interested in a deeper understanding of metaphysics as well as astrology, you may find the introduction quite interesting. I do want to revisit it in a video, but it can be quite dense and there's a lot of material even though it's just a few pages. And so I want to save that for another time, likely after we've finished reading the Aquarian. So let's just start. And I think we're going to do just the first chapter today because it's a nice introduction, just that much itself. So the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ, Section 1, Birth and Early Life of Mary, Mother of Jesus. Chapter 1. It is Palestine, birth of Mary, Joachim's feast, Mary is blessed by the priest, his prophecy, Mary abides in the temple, is betrothed to Joseph. Something you'll know if you ever pick up a copy, or you'll notice when I'm reading this, at the beginning of each chapter, maybe it'll focus, there's a very brief breakdown of what the chapter will be. So I'll read that before we actually get into the chapter. Okay, so chapter 1. Augustus Caesar reigned and Herod Antipas was ruler of Jerusalem. 3 provinces comprised the land of Palestine: Judea, Samaria, and Galilee. Joachim was the master of Jewish law, a man of wealth. He lived in Nazareth of Galilee, and Anna of the tribe of Judah was his wife. To them was born a child, a goodly female child, and they were glad. And Mary was the name they gave the child. Joachim made a feast in honor of the child, but he invited not the rich, the honored, and the great. He called the poor, the halt, the lame, the blind, and to each one he gave a gift of raiment, food, and other needful thing. He said, "The Lord has given me this wealth. I am his steward by his grace. And if I give not to his children when in need, then he will make this wealth a curse." Now, when the child was 3 years old, her parents took her to Jerusalem, and in the temple she received the blessings of the priest. The high priest was a prophet and a seer, and when he saw the child, he said, "Behold, this child will be the mother of an honored prophet and master of the law. She shall abide within the holy temple of the Lord." And Mary did abide within the temple of the Lord, and Hillel, chief of the Sanhedrin, taught her all the precepts of the Jews, and she delighted in the law of God. When Mary reached the age of womanhood, she was betrothed to Joseph, son of Jacob, and a carpenter of Nazareth. And Joseph was an upright man and a devoted Essene. So, that sets the stage for us. I don't know how much I want to get into about the history. I feel like if you're interested in the time and the place, there are so many other videos and documentaries that will cover that. For me, the thing that, and I may share this, as we go through these videos, the thing that sticks out that I did take time to underline was what Joaquin says to the guests. He said, "The Lord has given me this wealth. I am his steward by his grace. And if I give not to his children when in need, then he will make this wealth a curse." We're stewards. That which we think is ours isn't ours. We are stewards of it, whether that be our possessions or our children. We think these things are ours. And it's not that, they don't come to us by us. They are there, and we are to make use of them and share them appropriately and accordingly act as a steward. So I just think that's a nice thought. But yeah, I just kind of want to leave it there for now. And we'll pick this up again next week. I'm sure as we move through the book, it will pick up in pace. But I just wanted to kind of set the stage and introduce this new thing and just share this little bit. All right, I'm looking forward to the next time, the next little bit of reading. We'll see you then. Bye.